Breast cancer survivors are truly on an emotional roller coaster. From the moment they're diagnosed, to deciding on the best course of treatment, then learning that their surgery or radiation was a success, only to realize they may face a lifetime of disfiguring swelling and pain due to lymphedema.
Lymphedema, when it occurs, is a major disability for patients and is a lifetime problem once they have their first episode of lymphedema. Well, the problem, of course, is by the time lymphedema is obvious, it's irreversible. Once it progresses and there's proteins that have established themselves outside of the circulatory system, it then holds the fluid in the tissue spaces and you can't truly reverse it.
But today, a new breakthrough in the assessment of lymphedema is providing new hope to breast cancer survivors. It's called the LDEX system.
This is what's changed so dramatically and has us so excited about the LDEX, because it's that one test we've been waiting for that allows us to screen our patients, to reassure those patients who really don't have lymphedema not to worry, and to identify those patients who are about to get lymphedema, but before it's established to the point where it's not reversible, to go back in and reverse it. So this is a dramatic breakthrough for us, and it's a great breakthrough for our patients.
LDEX utilizes an advanced technology called bioimpedance spectroscopy to accurately measure the extracellular fluid in a patient's at-risk limb.
Well, the key is to get the LDEX measurement before surgery. We get the baseline measurement when we have the patient come in for their pre-op evaluation and their lab work. So it's just an automatic. And then we see them at 3-month intervals. If anything changes, we'll come back and we'll talk about those changes and what to do about it. So I think the patients need to be informed that there is a risk of lymphedema, that we have something we can do to detect it, and something we have that allows us to reverse it.
I was at home when I first noticed that I thought my arm and hand looked a little swollen in this area. And I thought, oh, come on. And I kind of ignored it for a little bit, but there was that nagging thought in the back of my head that you can't ignore this. You cannot ignore this. So I picked up the phone and called Dr. West's office, and they said, don't ignore it, you're right, come right in, and hooked me up, and there was actually more swelling than I thought, because what I saw was here, but the swelling was happening up in here. I think the LDEX system gives you a piece of comfort. You know what your baseline is, and you feel that you can always go back to the doctor anytime you have questions or concerns. It's easy, it's fast, and I feel like it's something that I can do to make my future better.
I had lymphedema in my left arm without lymph node involvement. I was aware of lymphedema. I didn't think I would be affected by it, and I was that abnormal case that was affected by lymphedema. The physical impact has been I try not to lift anything heavy with my left arm. I put sunblock on or wear long sleeves when I'm out so I don't get sunburned, because that can flare it up. I don't worry about it getting worse because I jumped on in a proactive way in the beginning. If the LDEX was available after my surgery, even though I didn't have lymph node involvement, I would have gone in and said, I want this test. So I would say be proactive and know what your options are.
The best treatment for lymphedema is prevention, so we always tell all of our patients from the get-go all the things that they need to do in order to prevent lymphedema and minimize the chance that they'll have to deal with it later on. If we can find lymphedema at its earliest stages, then it can indeed be reversible. There's a huge both physical and emotional impact. I think for breast cancer patients, they've been through so much throughout the course of their treatment. They really just want to be done with everything and move on with their lives. I think the difference that LDEX makes is that we have a really good objective way to measure both early onset lymphedema and the progress of lymphedema treatment.
Well, LDEX has changed our whole perspective on it, because now we have a test that allows us to identify lymphedema, A, before it's clinically evident, and B, when it's reversible.
It's pretty simple. All of a sudden, they push a couple buttons and they go, okay, we're all done.
You lay down on the table at the doctor's and they put a few electrodes on your wrist and your ankles, and you're talking to the nurse, and by the time you finish your sentence, it's all over.
It's fast, it's easy, and it gives you a peace of mind.
Breast cancer patients no longer have to endure the prospect of a life with lymphedema, because today, early assessment can lead to a better quality of life by minimizing the risks of lymphedema. If you're a breast cancer patient, take positive action. Ask your doctor about LDEX.